Hello student, in previous video we have seen about the reproduction in the human. In that we seen change at the puberty and also seen the common change that occur in the male and the female and the change that occur in the girl and the boy. And then we see in the detail about the male reproductive system. In that we studied about the testes, function of the testes, vas deferens, urethra, associated gland, and the structure of the human male reproductive system. In this video, we will going to learn female reproductive system. The main female reproductive organ it's the ovary. So the ovary, a pair of ovary is located in the both side of the abdomen. Thus, write down the location of the ovary. Then, a pair of the ovary is located in the both the side of the abdomen. The female germ cell called the egg, or you can say the ova, which is produced in the ovary. A female germ cell means the egg, or you can say the ova, is produced in the ovary, or you can say the here. Here means the ovary. At the time of the birth of a girl, 1,000 of the immature eggs are present in the ovary. At the time of the birth of the girl, 1,000 of the immature eggs are present in the ovary. So, at the time of birth, there is a lots of egg, but it is in an immature form. It is already present into the ovary. So, at the onset of the puberty, some of these eggs start maturing. So, whenever the puberty is there, as we seen in the previous video, what is the meaning of puberty? Puberty means that at the maturation level, when the maturation is there, at that time, this immature egg is started the mature. So, some of these eggs are start maturing. One egg is produced every month by one of the ovaries. Here we see the pair of ovary is there. So each month, each ovary means the one ovary is produced the one mature ova. Here you can see the one egg is produced every month by the one of the ovary. Let's revise the ovary. A pair of ovary is located in the both the side of the abdomen. The female germ cell that's called the egg, or you can say the ova, which is produced in the ovary. At the time of the birth of a girl, 1,000 of immature eggs are present in the ovary. Already the egg are present, but it is in immature state. So when it is become a mature, when the puberty came, means the maturation is occur at that time, these eggs are starting to mature. So this one egg is produced every month by the one of this ovary. Now let's see the next one, that is of oviduct, or you can say the fallopian tube. The receive the egg produced by the ovary and the transfer it to the uterus. As we see in the male reproductive system. In the male reproductive system, main part that is of testes, whereas in female reproductive part, the main reproductive organ is a ovary. And in that, from the testes, the vas deferens arise. Whereas in this female reproductive system, the oviduct, or you can say the fallopian tube, which is connected to the ovary. So let's see the oviduct, or you can say the fallopian tube. The synonym of the oviduct, that is of fallopian tube. So the fallopian tube function is that it is received the egg which is produced by the ovary. As we see in the function of the ovary, that it produces the ova, you can say the egg. So this receive the egg produced by the ovary and it transferred it to the uterus. Here you can see in the figure, this is the ovary where the maturation of the egg is happened or one mature egg is released. This one mature egg is collected by this, or you can say the received by this oviduct. This is called the oviduct, or you can say the fallopian tube. So this received egg is received, this mature egg is received by the fallopian tube, and this fallopian tube is passed this mature egg to the uterus. This is called the uterus. The fertilization, as we seen that in the previous video, what is the meaning of fertilization? Fertilization means the fusion process. In the fusion process, what happened? A male gamete and the female gamete, means the male sex cell and the female sex cell meet each other and fuse each other. So that process is known as a fertilization process. Fertilization process means the fusion of the gametes. Which gametes? Male gametes and the female gametes. It takes place, then it is called the fertilization. So in the female reproductive system is asked that the fertilization takes place at the days place. Then the answer is oviduct or fallopian tube. So the fertilization of the ova and the sperm cell, it occur at the oviduct, or you can say the fallopian tube. Now let's move further. The uterus. The uterus, it is a bag-like structure where the development of the body takes place. Here you can see, this is called the uterus. When the ovary is produced, the ova, this ova is received by the fallopian tube. And this fallopian tube transfer another thing that is happen into the fallopian tube, or you can say the oviduct, that is a fertilization. If the mature ova is present in the oviduct, and during that time the sperm cell entering and the mating and fertilize each other. So this fertilize is happen to the fallopian tube. After the fertilization, the two cells fuse with each other and form the zygote. The zygote is then passed to the this sac-like structure called the bag-like structure called the uterus. And here the development of the baby is a take place. So the uterus, it is a bag-like structure where the development of a baby takes place. And this uterus is open into the vagina through the cervix. Here you can see, this is the uterus. This uterus is open into the cervix, and the cervix is open into the vagina. This is the structure of the human female reproductive system. This is the pair of the ovary, which is located in the abdominal cavity, and this ovary, whatever the mature egg is released, which is received by the tube-like structure, and here the finger-like projection is there, that is called the oviduct, or you can say the fallopian tube. So this mature ova is received by the oviduct, and this mature ova is transferred to the oviduct to the uterus. This is the ovary, both the side pair of ovary is called the fallopian tube or a oviduct, and this is sac-like bag-like structure called the uterus. This uterus is open into the cervix, and this cervix is open into the vagina. Now let's revise the human female reproductive system. The female reproductive system, the main organ, that is of ovary. A pair of ovary is located in the both the side of the abdomen. The female germ cell called the egg, or you can say the mature ova, which is produced in the ovary. And at the time of the birth of the girl, the thousands of the immature egg are present in the ovary. And at the onset of puberty, means at the maturation period, some of these eggs start maturing. One egg is produced every month by one of the ovary, and The next one, that is one more thing that is remain over here, that is a function of the ovaries. If asked to write down the function of the ovaries, then the answer is the ovary is a produce the ova, or you can say the egg cell. The another function of the ovary, that is of it is produce the sex hormone called the progesterone and the testosterone, which is help to change during the puberty. The next one, that is of a oviduct or a fallopian tube. This receive the egg produced by the ovary and transfer it to the uterus. Then the fertilization, as we already see in the definition of the fertilization. Fertilization means the fusion of the male and the female gamete. It's called the fertilization. And this fertilization takes place at the oviduct, or you can say the fallopian tube. The next one, that is of a uterus. Uterus, it is a bag-like structure, or you can say the sac-like structure, where the development of the baby is taken place. And the uterus, that is open into the vagina through the cervix. And this is the figure of the human female reproductive system. In that, you have to mention the pair of the ovary. This ovary is attached on finger-like projection, and then later on it is converted into the tube-like structure called the oviduct or a fallopian tube. This fallopian tube is open into the uterus, a sac-like, or you can say the bag-like structure, that is called the uterus. And this uterus is open into the cervix, and this cervix is later on open into the vagina. So this is the figure of human female reproductive system. And this question is also asked into 5 marks, in that you have to write down the each and every organ, and also you have to draw the figure of the human female reproductive system. I hope you all are understand it well. And these both the question are most important, and many time it is asked in the exam. So kindly prepare it well. If you have any doubt or query regarding this video, then you can ask in a group, or you can also ask in personal. Thank you.